Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date 40, reference 228206. You can see this full platinum Rolex Day-Date and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and of course complete pricing details for this rather presidential Rolex Day-Date in Platinum. Now, the timepiece on my wrist rolled out in 2015. The discontinuation of the large and some felt ungainly Day-Date 2 marked the birth of the new Day-Date 40, the new flagship of the Rolex line. Now, the timepiece on my wrist has a heritage dating back to the mid-1950s, when the original was the first automatic winding watch with a day and a date display. Today, this one actually breaks new ground for Rolex in terms of bracelet construction and dial design. But first, let's talk about how the Day-Date 40 fits. On my wrist, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see the 40mm case wears well. Proportionally excellent. It does not push the limits of my wrist in any way. I believe you could wear this watch with absolute security, handsome proportion, and style on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters in circumference. And there's a special reason associated with the President bracelet that makes this possible. First, let's talk about the profile, which is quite slim. The watch is 12 millimeters thick, so quite slim with a domed, or I should say rather conical, profiled sloped bezel. It will slide underneath not just your suit jacket sleeve, but also the dress cuff beneath. Now, I mentioned that the bracelet has a special quality that allows the watch to wear compact on a small wrist. Note that the lug-to-lug dimension here is 47.3 millimeters from lug-to-lug across the wrist. Now I'm going to undo the President bracelet. The watch, though nicknamed the President, is officially the Day-Date. The bracelet, however, is properly called President by Rolex. And you can see this version of the President, though robustly made and as solid as ever, has eschewed the projecting solid links used on prior versions, so it wears true lug-to-lug with no additional flare beyond the horns of the lugs due to the bracelet. So this is a compact and ergonomically superb bracelet architecture. It's also beautifully made. As you can see, there's a taper inherent in the initial links and a contrast in the polished shoulders, the satin outers, and then the polish down the center. The clasp, all of platinum, is robust, nicely finished, and of course, as ever, discreetly capped by the crown clasp, the only visible point of partition in the bracelet. It's also hinged now, so it acts as a switch to open or close, lock or unlock. Also important, though unseen, and I should mention, of course, the sizing of removable links is done by screws, not pins and sleeves. But the pins that are there are spectacular. For the second time, the original Day-Date 2 in Platinum was the initial prototype of the system, but this watch features ceramic-coated pins joining the links together. The ceramic coating will not wear down, finally and decisively defeating the problem of Rolex bracelet stretch. In my opinion, this is a breakthrough that makes the watch truly an everyday timepiece. With no concern about wear and tear, you can wear this handsome 100-meter water-resistant, highly shock-resistant sports watch at heart with formal attire or totally informal attire. It's your choice. And I like the fact that the President bracelet is a rather robust three-link dress design. The Jubilee bracelet with its many small links is a little bit too, shall we say, dainty, elegant, maybe even a bit too delicate physically to use every single day in all occasions. This one has some of the visual masculinity and strength of the three-link Oyster sports bracelet with all of the elegance of the smaller links of the Jubilee. It's a perfect fusion of the two. Now, the case is all of high polish, but because it's relatively compact by the standards of modern watches, polish is very much at home, very welcome, and very appropriate in this application. Now, you'll note the dial is simply stunning. It's a laser-cut grid, and it's phenomenally dynamic. As you can see, it has many of the reactive qualities in light of a sunburst, but with a deep and completely original grain. Now, the dials are made in-house by Rolex, and they're highly detailed. As you can see, there is a railroad track for minutes and seconds outboard of the applied, faceted, and polished white gold indices for the hours, white gold and polished 5-point coronet, white gold hands at center, all of that white gold being resistant to oxidation and tarnish, so this watch will wear well. You want to look at the attention to detail and see just how deep the rabbit hole goes? Take a look at the aperture for the day. It's faceted so that the step down from the plane of the dial to the plane of the day disc is gradual rather than sheer. You'll also note that the watch features a double quick set system, so you can rapidly set both the day and the date using the crown. If you want to delve deeper, we look underneath the solid platinum case back and we use our imaginations here, but now we can picture the Rolex caliber 3255 with its 70-hour power reserve, smooth bidirectional automatic winding, and its superlative chronometer status, which requires some explanation. Rolex still has the movement COSC certified, but that's a bare movement. Rolex then cases up the movement, which can often change the timing properties of a certified caliber, and it rechecks to ensure that the watch exceeds the COSC standard, running -2 +2 no worse as a fully cased up watch. That's what, in the modern sense, superlative chronometer means. Now, the watch is also 100 meters water resistant, but it's also very shock resistant. As a trifecta of features, Rolex's proprietary Paraflex shock protection, a full balance bridge anchored on both sides of the balance wheel, and a free-sprung index with all adjustments and timing done with microstella bolts. Take those three features together and they create a highly shock-resistant balance assembly. Now, the watch also has a Parachrome Blue anti-magnetic Breguet over coil hairspring. Parachrome Blue is a Rolex alloy that resists magnetism. The Breguet over coil helps to resist the effects of gravity or position on timing. And of course, the watch does feature hacking or stop seconds, so you can set it precisely against a known accurate reference time. This is a timepiece that checks all the boxes, but it goes beyond. A check in the box is routine, it's rote, it's banal. This watch is sensational, exceptional in every way, and the vanguard of a new era of flagship Rolex models. You can see this Rolex Oyster Perpetual Day-Date 228206 in platinum and purchase it on our website.